Hi guys, it's Julia from JM Squared Vintage. Welcome back to the channel. I am here today with another Goodwill outlet haul, aka the bins. Great week this week. I think I've got about 30 pieces. I needed to not go super hard. I have a pile of things kind of staring me in the face that I need to get listed. So I only got about 30 pieces. I generally like to find between 50 and 60 pieces a week. But sometimes life happens and you gotta cool it down. But before we get started, if you like thrifting, if you like reselling for profit on Poshmark and eBay, if you like vintage stuff, give me a follow. I'd love to have you along on this journey. We have a ton of fun. We discover new brands. We help each other out. That's what it's all about. We are resellers. If we can't be helping each other out, what are we doing in this world? It's all about the community. But without further ado, let's get into it. Let's check out the goods. So first up this week, we've got this pretty cool pair of cargo pants from Sicily. Sicily's a super high-end European brand. I think that they're French. I'm almost positive that they're French. So quality is outstanding. These are obviously very wrinkled. I washed these and they're still a little bit damp from air drying. So they have a date with my steamer, but cute little slash pockets, front little cargo pants. These would probably be $300 or $400 new if, going by the price of things at Sicily. But resale for cargo pants, these are a little bit lower rise. Maybe $30 or $40 on this. I mean, one way or another, this is still just a really beautiful pair of pants that I'm super happy to be rehoming. Next up here, we've got this gorgeous top from Torrid. It's a size 3 Torrid, which I believe is a 22 to 24. This is really pretty silky black top. See the little, can you see that little neck detail? So pretty, so flattering with a full bust. Nice little cap sleeves, little baby doll silhouette, and it's in perfect condition. You'll probably get $25 or $30 on this. This is a really nice piece, and it's a piece that travels well. It doesn't wrinkle, it doesn't crumple up. So it's something that you can literally ball up, throw in a suitcase, and pull it out, and it'll look fantastic. Next up, we've got we've got a cute little kimono. This one's from Corey America. I think this is a boutique brand. I'm pretty sure this is a boutique brand. But it's a size medium, cute little kimono, little short length kimono, so easy to just kind of throw on over jeans. It's got 3/4 sleeves, and it's got this nice little lace detail there on the bottom. So pretty. Probably 15 bucks. I wouldn't say 20. These are always great for bundling. They're great to kind of get that basket price up. People love them because it gets them a discount, and everybody looks good in a kimono. So happy about that. This is something I picked up for the style. I just loved this rainbow colorway. This is a skirt, I believe. I believe it's a skirt. I don't think it's a top. I guess it could be a top. It is lined here though, so that tells me that it's a skirt. But it's from a brand called Banjera. I think, again, another boutique brand. But it's super cute. This just feels like vacation to me. And I love the colors. They're not super bright rainbow. They're a little bit more muted. I don't know. I don't think that this will last very long. I'll probably get $15 or $20 on this. Nothing crazy, but I just, I think it's really cute. And it's pretty well made too. Next up, we've got this beautiful vest from Design History. I believe this is vintage. I'm pretty sure that this is vintage early 2000s, but you can see it's got this floppy collar, which I love. One side is fringe, the other side is not. So it can be worn open or not. It's just held together with this one chunky button here. This is such a great little topper. I mean, I can see this being worn all winter. It's a wool blend. The fabric feels fantastic. And I love these kind of topper pieces that have a little bit of visual interest to them. So cute. Probably 35, maybe 40 on this. I believe Design History was a pretty high-end brand. I'm pretty sure this was sold in Saks. So I think that's a great find. It needs a little bit of detailing, but I'll take care of that for sure. We've got another kimono here. This one is from Obo. It's a size small and it is new with tags. I do believe this is another boutique brand, but it's kind of that shorter length, so just hits just below the bum. It's got these really pretty like fringe tassel sleeves that I absolutely adore. Again, probably another $15. This will probably be another bundle piece, but just so cute. And it's black and white. I love that pattern. So this one's kind of funny. I was going through the bins and I picked this up, and there's a gal that I chat with when, when we're there at the same time. And she looks at that and she, just out of the corner of her eye, she says, "That looks like it's homemade." And I pick it up. I'm like, oh no, it is absolutely not homemade. This thing is super high quality. So this is a vintage Y2K skirt from Matthew Williamson, who is a high-end British designer. And this just looks like what happens if you let 2000 Paris Hilton loose in a notions shop. It's got like, look at the details on this. It's got like bedazzled flowers and hearts and this like hip chain situation. It's so ugly. It's awesome. I don't know how else to describe it. I don't think that this is something that I'll move on Poshmark. I do think this is something that'll go on like Depop or eBay. It's certainly one of a kind. This was probably a $600 or $700 skirt when it was made. Like this, again, like I felt this and I'm like, these textiles are beautiful. The construction is beautiful. Definitively not homemade, but maybe 30 bucks on this. I have no idea, but you know what? Somebody out there is going to find this and they're going to be obsessed because it is just that weird and it is that well made. And I can't imagine a lot of those floating around on the market. So, again, if it's weird and well made, I'm going to take a chance on it, especially if it's $1. So I will report back on this for sure. I will make sure to like hold this for a pack with me when it does sell, because I want to make sure that you guys see what this does eventually end up going for. You never know what you're going to run into in our line of work. Now to bring it back down to the most boring article of clothing in the world, we've got this great pair of Gap Fit joggers. These are kind of like dupes for the Vuori joggers. If you are not familiar with the Vuori joggers, get familiar with the Vuori joggers. They're the most comfortable things in the world. But I grabbed these because these were in absolutely perfect condition. They're size large. They don't even appear to have been worn at all. Like there's absolutely no pilling on the seaming whatsoever. I'll probably get 25 or 30 bucks for these because people who love Gap Fit really love Gap Fit. But, for $1, again, what a contrast from that last skirt. This is like a perfect pickup. And these will probably move pretty quickly as we're moving into the fall season. Next up here, we've got this absolutely gorgeous shirt from Chico's. Look at the detail on this. This is a size 2, which I believe is a size large in Chico's. But like, can you see that? Can you see this? Like, I guess that's this crochet. Little insets. And it's got a hem that's made of the same thing. I mean, this is so cool. This is such a statement piece. I'm not quite sure how old this is. It doesn't have the like US size on it, so I think it's a little bit older, but I don't think that this will ever go out of style. I don't think that this was ever trendy, and I don't think this will ever be out of style. This is just a real, like, true statement piece. So, so pretty. Look at that. Probably $30 on this just because of the interest. I mean, this is the opposite of basic and just so beautiful and so well made, as all Chico's is. Next up here, we've got this great little dress from Intimately Free People. I thought this was so pretty. Look at this lace like neckline. And it goes into like kind of a deep V, if you can see that, which I love. So it's got a little bit of sexiness to it. Intimately, obviously, this is supposed to be like a nightgown or, kind of a, something more in that vein. But it's got a little like peekaboo in the back with a button collar. And same in the sleeves. It kind of has a little bit, can you see that? A little bit of a lace inset down under the arms. But it's, it's about mid-thigh length. It's got a bit of a handkerchief hem. It's in perfect condition. It's a size, I believe it's a size large. Yeah, size large, which is always great to find in Free People. This will probably go for 25 or 30 bucks in perfect condition. Just such a cutie. I love this little dress. So this next one I found, and this was definitely a, like, I felt the materials and I grabbed it just because I didn't know what it was, but I knew what I was feeling was well made. And this is where it pays to have a community of people who are into the same thing that you're into. So this is like a stadium jacket from a brand called K-Way. And when I grabbed it, the first thing that came into my mind was maybe this is a Korean brand, just because where I live, there's a huge Korean population and I do tend to find a lot of Korean brands. So I sent it to a friend of mine who happens to be Korean and is also very into like vintage sportswear. And I sent him the logo. So you see the logo right there, kind of high on the shoulder. It sits like right here. I sent him a picture of this and I'm like, do you know anything about this brand? And he called me immediately like, yo, where did you find that? Turns out this is actually a French brand. I believe it's French. And he said that back in the day, this was like when you saw a soccer coach wearing gear, it was either Umbro or it was K-Way. And he's talking like not in America, he's talking outside of America. And he said they are an absolute sleeper brand. Their outerwear, and he works in action sports, so he knows performance outerwear. So he was like, their outerwear is probably the best quality that I've ever seen. He's like, that one rain jacket that I always wear, he's like, that is a K-Way jacket, and I bought it in Paris when I was there last. So, you know, apparently a very rare find in the States. And I love, if you open up the snaps here, it's got this cool like internal screen print. I think this is vintage. I'm still trying to dig up a little bit of information on it, but I'm not quite sure what I'll get on it. I see things all over the board. This is something that I see a lot of like vintage pieces on Grailed going for kind of high dollars, but you know, I want to know what the heck it is that I'm selling. But it does unfortunately have a little hole in the shoulder, but because I don't think that this is a technical piece, being like a coach's jacket with snaps on the front, not like a critically taped zipper. So I don't know. I mean, this will obviously affect the value, but I don't think it's going to affect the saleability. I just, style-wise, I think it's super cool. So, you know, maybe 30 bucks on this, but for sure a brand to keep your eyes out for if you're out and about. Apparently it's rare and highly sought after. So I always love finding these things. And, you know, again, build your community, because I would never know. I would never know what I was holding unless I had him as a friend. So this next one I picked up is, it's from Eileen Fisher. And when I grabbed it, it was kind of like rumpled in a ball. And I'm like, oh man, I got to take my steamer to this. So I took my steamer to it and the wrinkles were not coming out. So I went in and I started to search around for like open front, ruffle front cardigans from Eileen Fisher. And it turns out this is intentional. It's called Crushed Knit. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's a size large. This just kind of reminds me of like wearable art. You know, this is something that like that super artistic art teacher would wear. It's beautifully made. It's cotton, cashmere and wool. No, cotton, silk, and cashmere. So it's like the trifecta. Absolutely beautiful. You know, it is a more substantial piece. It's a size large. Eileen Fisher, always the larger the size, the better. I'll probably get about $40 on this. This was a really cool find. And it's just, you know, it's just an interesting piece. I love finding, you know, obviously Eileen Fisher is known for her basics, but every once in a blue moon, you get like a special piece from her, and I love that. So this, I'm just telling you right now, is staying in my closet. Again, occupational hazard, as we like to speak about it. Look at this vintage. This almost reminds me of like a country club back in the 70s. Look at the stitching on this. It is from a company called Thane, and I have seen that before on that beautiful blue pleated gown that I found a couple weeks ago. I'll link that video down below. This thing is absolutely stunning. This is double knit. You know, it was sold at Little Barney's store in Long Beach, California. I cannot wait to dive into the history of this. But I just think this is so cool. This will probably stay in my closet for a little bit until I'm tired of it, and then I'll put it up for sale. But perfect condition, just a great little basic with some little interest there. I can see this for some post-tennis drinks. Next up here, I've got a pair of AG Adriano Goldschmied. They're called the Graduate. Yeah, the Graduate Tailored Leg Jeans. This is a size 40, which is just always good to find for men's. I also like that it's this kind of khaki color. I feel like I see this a lot. It's a great basic. It's a good size. And these are in like impeccable condition. I don't know if they've been worn. I did give them a wash. I always give jeans a wash and an air dry. So they're a little bit, they look a little wrinkled right now, but you know, depending on, I have to do some more comps on specifically like this size, but I think I'll get 40 bucks on these. Again, they're in perfect condition. They're a great size. It's a little bit harder to find. So I'm super happy about that. Next up here, we've got this great hiking skirt from Columbia. So it kind of gives you all the coverage you need, but underneath there's like little spandex shorts. So like, you know, for chafe protection. So this is a size 1X. It's Columbia, you know, so the quality's there. They have these cute little like ruched sides. So you can get it like a little like peekaboo on the side if you want, or you can leave them down. This is in perfect condition. I mean, maybe worn once, maybe never worn at all. Again, I do wash this as it is athletic wear. I don't mess with it. It's still a little damp from air drying, but I'll probably get $20 to $25 on that. You know, again, Columbia moves pretty quickly. It's not the highest end of outdoor apparel, but the quality is there. People know it, and it moves really quickly. And if you like to hike and you are somebody who has not tried a hiking skirt before, try a hiking skirt. It's life-changing. Next up here, now I don't often pick up bikini tops all alone, like if I couldn't find the bottom. And I dug and dug and dug and couldn't find it. But I grabbed this, look at this cute little top. Now the reason I grabbed this is number one, it's Reformation, which is one of my favorite brands to find in the bins, especially in the bins, in the thrift, in the bins, I'll take wherever. But I think that this can be worn as a top. Like I think that this can just be worn as a top by somebody, you know, who's got a small enough bust there. It's got this pretty little like V notch, which I love this look. This is so flattering on pretty much any body. Like, you know, if you haven't tried like a wired V neckline, give it a try because it looks good on everybody. You know, maybe 15 or 20 bucks on this. I'm interested to see because it is a standalone bikini top, but I do think that that can be marketed as just a regular shirt. And of course, with all things Reformation, it's actually got like wires in the side to kind of help keep it up so it doesn't roll. As with anything from Reformation, quality, absolute top notch. So that was a good find. Next up here, we've got another Eileen Fisher gem. This beautiful cotton open, it's like a you see that? It's a little bit open knit sweater, just a little nubby knit with a little cute little pocket. Can you see the pocket? Little pocket there in the front. It has a little bit of a log and look feel to it, which is always great. Log and look, everything sells, but it's Eileen Fisher. It's a size XL, which is fabulous. Kind of see, that's the label right there. There we go. This is a great find. Again, another one I think I'll probably get 35, 40 bucks on just because it is a more substantial piece. And, you know, and Eileen Fisher pieces are forever. So what a great find. Just one of my favorite brands to find. It's high quality, the styles are classic, and they sell so quickly. Next up, this was a weird one. I did not know this brand at all. This is from Lorna Jane. That's the logo right there. And I don't know if I'm going to hold on to this just because there's kind of a critical condition issue. In terms of like build, this is in fantastic shape. Oh yeah, it's got little drawstrings. So it's like a sports bra with an attached mesh hood. But here's the issue. When I pulled it out of the wash, and sure enough, and I don't think this came out in the wash because I didn't find it, but the L in Lorna Jane is out, is gone. So I really just kind of kept it in this video as like a heads up. Keep your eyes out for it because it does resell for a pretty good amount. Like if this was, you know, if I still had the L, and I might still try to sell it for cheaper if somebody really likes the style. But if this had all the, you know, all of the labeling, all the logos on it, it probably would have gone for like 30 bucks. So keep your eye out for it. It's out of Australia, and the quality is beautiful. I mean, the quality on it is really, really nice. The textiles are very nice. So definitely one to keep your eye out for. Next up here, we've got this beautiful skirt from Lane Bryant. Lane Bryant's not a brand that I pick up all that often, but I just thought this was so pretty. Look at the edge there. You see that? It's a great size. It's a size 22, 24. It's really beautiful. I mean, this is like a fancy dress up. It's got an elasticated waist, which is nice. It's fully lined for, you know, for modesty, but absolutely beautiful. Maybe $20, $25 on this. You know, again, I couldn't leave that behind. Look at that embroidery. Isn't that beautiful? Ah, beautiful piece. Next up, we've got a pair of 7 for All Mankind cropped jeans. I believe these are their boyfriend cut. For the life of me, I cannot read this embroidery. It says cropped something. Guinevere? I think it says cropped Guinevere. These are more modern 7 for All Mankind jeans. But, you know, a good pair of white jeans is just such a good closet staple. They're a size 27, so I think that's like a size 6 or 8. But in really great condition. I mean, there's really no wear, there's no pilling, there's no pulling, there's no, you know, rips, tears, stains. You know, probably 25 or 30 bucks on these. You know, 7 for All Mankind, if it's not vintage, doesn't go for what it used to, but they're still very good quality jeans and sought after. They're a fit, you know, if you are a 7 for All Mankind fit, you know what you're looking for. This next piece I was so excited to find. Now I'm going to start this by saying that if I could be dressed, money no object, if I could be dressed by one designer for the rest of my life, it would be Jill Sander. I really admire her commitment to minimalism, high quality construction, beautiful materials. And I found this incredible vintage Jill Sander blazer. Look at that. It is 100% wool, and it doesn't feel like wool. Like, I've never felt wool that feels like this before. It almost feels like a nylon, but it's 100% wool. It's unlined, so it's like a summer weight blazer. But this is the clincher. This is clearly 90s Jill Sander, which I can't even believe I found. Look at these adorable little embroidered daisies on the pocket. Isn't this incredible? It's a size 38, which I believe is like a size 8 US. And it's in this beautiful, like, dark taupe color. I have no idea what I'm going to get for this. Maybe $100. I have to look into some more vintage Jill Sander stuff. At first blush, I didn't see anything like this. I'm just like beside myself that I found it. This is the label, guys. I don't want you to miss that. If you see that label, just get it. It kind of doesn't matter the cost. And if it's an in-demand, I need to like specify this. If it's an in-demand style, this could easily be $600. So definitely one to keep your eyes out for. I don't even want to call it a Bolo brand because it is such a high-end designer. She's like runway, Milan, Paris, whatever. But very much my style. And I'm so excited to find this. I really wish that was in my size. Next up, we have the kind of like a cute accessory, which I just couldn't leave behind. Look at this adorable little bucket hat. It's vintage by Liz Claiborne. Definitely like something I'll put on Depop because I feel like that's the market for it. But look at that little knit, the little scalloped edge. Oh, it's so cute and it's in perfect condition. Just needs a little bit of a lint roll. You know, I'll probably get $15 on this, but I thought it was absolutely adorable and I could not leave it behind. Isn't that cute? Things I wish I could pull off. Hold on, let's see. Absolutely not. I'm not a hat girl. I am not a hat girl. Next up, now I don't pull Zara all that often, you know that, but every once in a blue moon I find substantial pieces or pieces that have like beautiful fabrication. And this falls under the substantial piece. Look at this beautiful, I mean, this just screams 70s. It's an oversized chenille V-neck sweater, and I am here to tell you that this thing is as soft as it looks. It is absolutely butter soft. I love this color. It's so unusual. Not a color I can pull off ever in my life, but you know, I think I'll probably get $20-25 on this. It's just a really cool sweater, and I can see, like, you know, with the 70s and warm colors being back in, I can see that going pretty quickly, especially right now because we are diving into sweater weather. Next up, I've got this cute little Chico's V-neck, V-back t-shirt. It's a size 1, which is a size medium US. Again, a little damp still from air drying, but cute little cap sleeve, hits right at hip. I don't want to call this cropped, but it's like almost cropped. You know, maybe $20 on this because it is linen. And of course, it's Chico's, you know, so Chico's just sells. But what a cute little piece. And that is the first of 2 that I found like that, so keep that one on the top of your mind. Next up, I got this adorable little shirt from Anthropologie. This is like Anthropologie brand, which you don't see all that often. See that? But look at this cute little top. It's got these like blouson sleeves. It's got almost like a Peter Pan collar, but look at the stitch detail there. I just thought this was so cute. Really like an evergreen type shirt. You know, it's got a little tie collar. It's a size, let me uncurl this tab. Yeah, size medium, so it's a good size. You know, probably $15-20, maybe $20-25 on this. It's beautiful, gauzy cotton, needs a date with my steamer, but look at how cute that is. I don't think that'll last very long. So cute. Next up, we've got this cute little top from Madison Gray, which I believe is like a higher end boutique brand. The construction is beautiful. It's this really pretty, like peachy tie-dye peplum top. It's got these like bracelet length sleeves that have a little bit of a blouse out to them. Just super cute. I'll probably get $25 on this. I just think it's so cute. Once this steams up, it'll look really beautiful. And this is another one that just will look as good on a hanger as it will on a person. So I'll maybe shoot this both on the mannequin and on a hanger. Next up, we've got this absolutely, I don't pick Gap like almost ever. There's a lot of it in the bins. And you know, the shame of it is Gap just makes really good quality stuff, but it doesn't sell for all that much. But I love a shirt dress. I love a safari style. And this is just so beautifully made. Look at this cute dress. It comes to about midi length. It's got pockets. It's got this cute little like popover style top. It's got these little sleeves that kind of button in the back. It's a size medium. You know, I don't think I'm going to get much more than $20-25 on this, but I just couldn't leave it behind because it is so cute. You know, for sure, this is something I grab for the style. It's like a basic plus, as I like to call them. I think that'll move pretty quickly, but again, you know, it's a shame because Gap and like a lot of J. Crew is just not something that I grab for all that often because it just doesn't move all that quickly, especially when you're dealing in like true basics like your white t-shirts or your white button downs. But something like this I'll grab just because of the style. Gives me like a little bit of flight suit vibes, if you know what I'm talking about. We are getting there, guys. This is another Zara pick. That's absolutely 2 Zara picks in one trip. But this one was very substantial. It's beautiful cotton gauze, wide V-neck, wide kind of belled out sleeves. And this is a maxi dress. It's a size medium. Yeah, it's a size medium and it's very oversized. So this kind of gives me like Free People vibes a little bit. I don't know, maybe $25 on this, but so cute. So cute. Look how long that is. There you go. Next up, we've got this beautiful J. Jill Ponte knit top. It's a little bit more substantial. Ponte is like a heavy knit that feels very smooth. Looks, you know, can look a little bit tailored versus like a regular jersey. It can look a little bit more tailored. But it's this beautiful tunic top. And this is in absolutely brand new condition. I like that it's got this cute little like rounded hem. I can see this over leggings. It's a size medium with a boat neck. You know, probably $25 on this. It is a little bit more substantial, so a very cool little piece. Next up, I grabbed this. If you don't know winter sports, you may not know this brand, but the brand is called Armada. It doesn't look like it because you can kind of see through it, but this is actually a pretty heavyweight base layer. If you can look underneath, can you see that? It's got like kind of like a grid line of fuzzy underneath. Patagonia made this famous. I think they call this their R1 technology. So it's really good warmth per ounce. That's kind of like what they're going for. So this is just like a ski base layer. And believe it or not, I actually have this exact same base layer. And the cool thing about this is if you are in kind of a super cold weather, like I'm looking at you, Vermont, I lived in Utah for years and skiing there was fantastic, but people complain about the cold in Utah, have clearly never been to Vermont on a really cold day. Like that cold in the Northeast is absolutely next level. So something like this is great because it's got a hood and like a face mask built in. So this is something you would put on underneath your helmet. So you put this over your head underneath your helmet and you'd be able to pull this up over your nose and mouth to kind of keep that warm. And then your helmet goes on top. So it's all one piece. You don't need to have a helmet cap and you don't need to have a separate buff. This is a really cool piece. And, I think they sold for like 120 bucks. I'm not quite sure what I'll get for this on the secondhand market, but I do sell a lot of outdoors gear. And Armada for sure is a high-end, it's not like your Juice or your Montclair, but it is a really well-respected brand. So a brand to keep your eyes out for if you do outerwear. That was a cool find. Next up here is that other Chico's all linen V-neck, but look at the little surprise on this one. Look at that cute embroidered elephant. Let me get you up close on this because look at that embroidery. Let's see if I can do the whole side here. This just kind of wraps around the side. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? It's in beautiful condition. It's a size 1, again, so a size medium, 100% linen. Beautiful V front, V back, just stunning. Probably $25, maybe $30 for this just based on that embroidery. I can't help it. That embroidery is just beautiful. So gorgeous. Next up here, this is a brand I had never heard of, but I knew that this is 100% linen. The brand is called Cut Loose, and this was brand new with tags. It's a size XL in this beautiful like cornflower blue. Little tunic length, 100% linen top. I like that it's got that kind of rounded hem with the side vents. So pretty. 3/4 sleeve. Oh, those are long sleeve. I'm not sure what I'll get on this. It is sewn, dyed in San Francisco, comfortable everywhere. So it's made in America. I'll have to do a little bit more comping on this, but probably $30. It is a nice, it's an extra large, which is a great size for linen. So TBD on what I'll get for this. I'm banking on probably $30, and I'm just going on the fact that it's beautiful quality linen. So if it is a more sought after brand, or if it's kind of a high-end boutique brand, maybe a little bit more, especially with tags. And finally here, we've got a beautiful cashmere sweater from the brand Hinge, which I believe is a Nordstrom brand. And I think that's a size L or a size 1. Brands, can we just use the same sizing system? It's very confusing. But look at this beautiful sweater. It's all cashmere. It's got these cute little pockets in the front, and I love this detail in the back there. It's something like I'm going to buy anything that's cashmere. Look at that sleeve. Give me all of these kind of like open-ended sleeves. I love a floppy sleeve. It's kind of my jam. But, maybe $35 on that. Cashmere will sell. It doesn't necessarily matter the brand. Of course, if you're going to find like a James Purse or a Theory, cashmere, it'll sell for more. But even a no-name brand would sell for a good amount. But again, it's a Nordstrom brand. It's not a bad brand. It's not, a fabulous brand, but a good one nonetheless. But that is it, guys. That is the haul for this week. Again, a little bit more of a muted haul just due to space. One of these days I want to go and spend a solid 8 hours in the bins. Just have like unlimited closet space, unlimited dollars. Just see what I can pull in a full day. That would be so wild. Maybe I'll do that sometime. if I build up the confidence to do some thrift with me, maybe I'll do that. Just do a full day and see what I can pull. But in the meantime, the MSRP on this, I'm estimating, is about $5,000. That Jill Sander blazer is kind of throwing me off because that could have been $800. That also could have been like $4,000. Like, she's that level. She's like Gucci level designer. But I'm estimating somewhere between $700 and $800 in sales on this. I spent $37. There were a couple pieces that, like, once I got them home, they had some condition issues, or, you know, just a stain maybe that I couldn't get out. But I spent $37, and I'm anticipating about $550 in profit on this. So that brings my ROI to just under 15x, which is not my best, but still pretty dang good. So I'll take it. I really appreciate you guys hanging with me as I go through all of my finds. I love kind of discovering new brands and bringing you into the fold here. So if you liked what you saw, please be sure to give this video a like. It really helps. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I'd love to have you along on this journey. But in the meantime, guys, have a fabulous rest of your week. Happy hunting, and I'll see you in the next one.